Hey everyone, so in the following video, we'll go over some of the blog settings that we have. So if we head on over to the back end of our website, we'll go to the blog page, we'll scroll down, and we'll see here that form a page template. I've selected blog posts, and scrolling further down, we have a number of options that came up once you select that page template. For example, we can select our page width, whether to have a right or left-hand sidebar. Next off, we can select specific categories for our blog page. Currently, I have it set it to all, though you can set it specifically to either weddings or engagements or family shoots, whatever it may be. And then finally, we have our list view type, or actually our general view type. And here we have list view, here we have thumbnail, title view, etc., etc. So as you see here, this is my chosen layout. You can play around with these settings, see whichever one of these work best for you. What we can do is just do a quick change real quick, and over here we have a number of columns that we want to add, so we'll leave it at 2. Do we want to use a border for the grid? Let's just leave it at yes, and then show pagination, yes or no. We'll leave it at yes. So let's just go ahead and click on update settings. We'll go here, refresh our main blog page, and here we have a completely different view. Alright, so all of these layouts have their own lines of settings. So if we choose this layout or this layout, they all have their specific specific settings that come up individually for every single one of these. Alright, so we'll just head on back to this setting, and we also have the option to add a slideshow. Currently I have a homepage slider, so you can add that if that would be necessary. You can remove the page title if that would be required, and then you can enable or disable social sharing. So let's just go ahead and click on update finally, our final time. And so here we have our slideshow, here we have all of our blog posts. So these are some of the settings that you can access from the blog page. Next off, we also have some additional settings that can be accessed, though in this case what we'll need to do is play around with some of our general website settings. So in order for that to happen, we'll need to go over to the back end to settings, click on reading, and here we have the option to select our blog page to be as our main post page. So we'll click on save changes. And what this does is it deactivates all of the settings that are within this page settings, but then it also activates all of the page settings within the flow theme area. Alright, so now that we have this activated, we'll go over to our layouts area, and here we have, just scrolling further down, we have front blog page. Okay, so let me just actually refresh this page real quick so you can see that our layout has changed. Okay, there we go. So here we have the ability for our front blog page to choose a right or left hand sidebar. So if we choose a right sidebar, we'll click on update settings, go here, refresh this page. Okay, and you'll see that we have a right sidebar. Okay, so let me just scroll further down and I will disable this sidebar. Click on update settings once again. Alright, next off we have an additional content settings area right over here. So if you go over to flow theme, click on content settings, and here you can choose the type of layout you want to have for your blog posts. So as you see here, we have blog listings layout view type. We can choose any of these layouts. We can choose whether or not we want to show excerpt text on list view. The excerpt text is basically some preview text right before the blog post. Then we can enable or disable the decoration image. We can set up our archives, listings, layout, etc., etc. So you can play out with these settings. So let me just go ahead and select this view type. Let's just go with this one. We'll click on update settings. We'll go back here and refresh this page. Okay, and you'll see that this has changed. All right. So next off, we also have our titles area that you can manage. So first of all, we have our page title. Currently, we have it as simply blog, and you'll see that we have it here. You can edit this page title by just typing in, for example, my journal. and we'll click on Update Settings. Even though our page is titled as a blog, but because our settings, once again, because our settings within the post page are set to blog, it really doesn't matter what we title this page, whether it's blog or my journal. The main page title will be brought up from this setting. So if we refresh this page, you'll see that this says my journal. Okay, and then scrolling further down, we have some additional areas that we can customize. So for example, we have text for our no posts found. If it was a specific category or a specific blog post that maybe doesn't exist, then we have the option of changing the label for share post or share my story or whatever it may be. And then we also have blog archives. We have the previous next label for our post. So here we have previous post, next post. It could be previous story, next story, whatever it may be. You can add that there. So these are pretty much all of the settings we have for our blog page. And once again, remember, if you want to activate the settings within this area within the page, once you select the page layout, once you select the page template as blog posts, you need to make sure that this post page is selected blank. If you want to activate the settings within the Flotheme area, be sure to select your main blog page as simply blog. In that case, you can adjust the amount of blog posts you'll display on that page, etc., etc. So at this point, this is pretty much it. So I do hope this video helps, but do let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.